SportsGrid is live from Las Vegas. I'm Kevin Walsh. That is Donnie Rightside. We are now joined by Chris Hetherington. And Chris, some big news people can see on the hat. It says FatHead, which I realized going into it is a setup there.
Oh, yes, it is.
See, that's a setup.
Yes, it is.
Tell the people a little bit about the big news.
Yeah, so we just acquired FatHead in July, closed the final part of the transaction in September.
Yeah.
We're here to revitalize the brand and leverage our access to world-class talent and cutting-edge technology to really take the brand to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, I can just tell you for me, like, there was a point before we got going, like, every 30 minutes there was a FatHead commercial. Yeah. Everybody knows exactly what it is when you hear it, right? Like, as much as, you could use that as a joke. Everybody knows exactly what it is when you say it. And you were saying that's probably a major advantage going back in as you guys try and pump this thing back up.
Yeah, look, it's a 17-year-old iconic brand. Most people know what the brand is, right? It's been out of the conversation for several years, so we have a really good opportunity to capture that younger demographic. Yeah. Most people 18 and above know what the brand is. A lot of these athletes that we're talking to, grew up with the brand. So the hardest thing is to build a brand. Yeah. We have the brand, we have the foundation, and like I said, we're leveraging this unique opportunity to bring it back and expand into new categories and bring it global and really leverage technology to bring fans closer to their heroes.
Yeah. What do you think there, Donnie?
Innovation in the market is always big. When you take over a new company like that, the brand is tremendous, but obviously the bigger picture is to expand the brand with some new options. What's the future of FatHead?
The future, so we've been in clean and assess mode over the last several months. So we've been really, taking a deep look underneath the hood, and we had over 50,000 SKUs on the website. We have 194 licenses with some of the most epic IP in the world. The future is to infuse technology, right, and create a fan engagement platform and to make these heroes that are on your wall in some of the most coveted real estate, which are kids' bedrooms and man caves and fan caves, and really create magic by using AR to make these decals come to life. You can have a conversation through AI. There's e-commerce options where we've launched an app on February 1st, which solved two problems. 60% of our sales were iOS. We didn't have an app. We need to have an app. Yeah. And then our custom business is a big part of our business. So FatHead yourself, or capture these moments that are happening, your kid's birthday, or my kid wins Little League championship. So, through the app, it just becomes a lot more efficient, and we can, get the brand out there a lot more.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Is there, you mentioned you guys obviously have a lot of partnerships, but is there one that you guys have maybe circled up and you're going to be looked to start those conversations with?
Yeah, we have a lot of opportunities. So we're about to ink a deal with Omaha Productions on the content side. So Peyton was a teammate of mine in Indy. Sure. Really excited about the content it can produce for us. And Vayner Commerce is a partner of ours on the marketing side. Yeah. We have a group out of New York called The Loyalists, which is helping a lot of our back-end analytics. Speaking to DraftKings, and we have a lot of opportunities. Like you said, I mean, people know the brand, but you got to make sure you surround yourself with good people and create a nice culture internally, and then have these partners that can help you realize your goals.
Yeah.
Taking a look here, out for Super Bowl week, Super Bowl 58. Look, you were a longtime NFL player, and I love to have you on the set because throwback. The fullback position in the NFL. Man. Now, you played for San Francisco.
I did.
Got one of the best fullbacks in the NFL, Kyle Juszczyk. Just talk about the evolution of that position coming through the 90s when you came through the NFL, right up through now.
Yeah, it's funny. I just ran into Lorenzo Neal, who's one of the best fullbacks of all time, and it was a dying breed for a long time. But if you look at some of the teams that have done well over the last decade, they've used the running back and the fullback and the power running game to be successful. Juszczyk is similar background to me. He played tight end at Harvard. I was a quarterback at Yale.
I believe.
And the guy from Baltimore has done a really nice job, and so he's a big part of their offense. He's a great athlete. He's a great blocker. I mean, they got a lot of weapons, right? So I'm biased. I played for San Fran my last 2 years, but it's going to be a great game. It's hard to bet against Mahomes, but I think San Fran, if they take care of the ball, control the clock and spread the ball out and not turn the ball over, I think they have a great shot.
Absolutely.
I do think one of the interesting things is that for a lot of people, the Niners are the best offense in football. Shanahan is maybe the best offensive mind in the league, and he's very clearly committed to having a fullback.
Yeah.
I just wonder, everyone always says it's a copycat league. It's a copycat sport. And things sometimes fade and then they come back. And it's a sport that's always about mismatches, right? And I think there was a moment where everybody was trying to identify the very, very athletic tight end. One of the things that I feel now that's a really big weapon is teams that started putting the wide receivers in the backfield there. So I don't know. It wouldn't stun me if all of a sudden we started to see more teams attempt to incorporate the fullback position into their offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, the goal is to get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Yeah.
And, I love the West Coast offense, and that's where they use the fullbacks. I'm obviously biased. But, yeah, I mean, Juice Tech's done a great job. Shanahan is to your point, one of the best offensive play callers, and he's blessed enough to have a lot of weapons. But, I think the fullback is a great position and certainly needed. You're right, it is a copycat offense, right? A lot of teams are running 2 tight ends, and then we ran this spread offense. But, again, if you look at the teams that have done well over the last 10 years, they're running the ball and controlling the clock.
It's true.
Chris, I want to ask you this question because so much is taught about now the specialization of sports. Kid growing up, 8 years old, if you're going to play baseball, that's all you play all the way through. You played 3 sports growing up here. Talk about that helped you with your way going through Yale into the NFL and being well-rounded as an athlete.
No doubt. I mean, I played everything as a kid, and my parents exposed me to every sport. I played a lot of hockey as a kid, and I went to this prep school in Connecticut. I played football, hockey, and baseball. I played football and baseball at Yale. Absolutely. I mean, not only I think I was a better athlete as a result of playing multiple sports, it's good for these kids socially to have, playing different sports at different friend groups, etc. But parents, I don't mean this in a negative, parents are a little crazy. They get these kids to focus on one sport. And look, the chances of somebody going professional, as you know, are pretty slim. And I just think kids become a better athlete as a result of playing multiple sports, and you see burnout all the time. I start to coach my 9-year-old in sports, and parents are getting their kids to specialize in one sport. They got private coaching. It's a little much. I didn't start Little League until I was 9 years old. I don't think I started playing tackle football until I was like 7th grade, and now they're starting at 4 and 5 years old. It's become a business. Youth sports has become a business. But to your point, I think I'm always a fan and a promoter of playing multiple sports, and I do think that you become a better athlete as a result of doing that.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Chris, it's been a pleasure again. Chris Hetherington, he's bringing FatHead back where it belongs.
Absolutely,
man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate having me.
Man.
Thanks, pal.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, pal. Appreciate it, man.